I'm Rosh from Energy Matters. Welcome to our podcast, Road to Zero, where we dive headfirst into all things renewable. Join us as we chat with industry experts, tech specialists, and some of your favorite TV and radio personalities, asking the renewable energy questions that you want answers to. Our goal, a zero carbon future. In this episode, I am delighted to welcome Tee-Jay Ramnarain-Little, CT&M Mobility or CT&M Projects Delivery Lead in Australia for LHH, which is part of the Adecco Group. Hello, Tee-Jay.
Hello there. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
That's good. Well, let's firstly address the elephant in the room. We have the same surname, and yes, you are my wife.
Yep, you can't make that stuff up.
No, you have got a massive name, double hyphens. We love it. But look, really, this isn't me just trying to get my wife on my podcast. You're playing a massive role in terms of employment, career transition, and we've got an awesome fair coming up, careers fair happening at the All Energy Conference, which we'll be talking about in a short while. But before we do, Tee-Jay, just give our audience a bit of a rundown about your career journey today and what's led you to working with LHH. Yeah.
Look, in the role that I'm in now, I absolutely work in the field of career transition, which is about roles that have been made redundant. Myself, I've been, in 3 roles in my career that have been made redundant. I started off life after my degree, which was communications and Spanish, in actually I wanted to be a TV producer, and that's why I did my degree. Ended up in recruiting accountants, then moved into technology, business development, education. I've worked in mechanical engineering, graphic design, HR solutions, you name it, coaching. So I've worn lots of hats. So for me, I love what I get to do now. It's an absolute and utter pleasure to work with the people that I work with, and also to help and make a difference in the field that I work in. So helping people whose roles have been impacted by really changes in industry, and then who come through our career transition programs, for me is a pleasure.
And what exactly is a CT&M Projects Delivery Lead? Tell me about the title.
Absolutely. So career transition and mobility is what that stands for. I work on a lot of different types of projects. So it can be anything from organizing career fairs to, as I'm going to be doing next week, attending career fairs, learning about the industry, educating people who are coming through our career transition programs, working with employers, recruiters, really anybody who can help individuals connect to career opportunities. So it's a role that I love. I get to work on lots of different things, work on social media, creating content, all sorts of different things. So lots of different hats to wear, but it really plays to my skill set and I guess to my passion about helping people and making a difference.
No, fantastic. And LHH, I'm obviously familiar with the Adecco Group, and as probably as a lot of our audience, but tell us a little bit more about LHH. How does it differentiate from Adecco?
Yeah, so the Adecco Group company is a global brand. In the last couple of years, we've rationalized our brand family. So the main brands now under the umbrella of the Adecco Group. There are a few extras, but the main ones are LHH, Acodus, and also Adecco. So Adecco Red, very much known for recruitment world and working across many different, industry specialisms. Acodus, you might have seen on, the Lewis Hamilton's helmet, in the Formula One, which we both love. And that's very much about technology and engineering, digital tech, all those sorts of sides of things, and recruitment in that field. And then LHH, whilst we do now have an LHH professional sort of recruitment solutions brand, LHH historically has always been more of a consulting brand. So we help people in the learning and development space and sort of leadership development space, career transition and mobility space, and really helping people whose careers are impacted, or who we really want to help people get that flow in their career. So helping whilst they're in their business, but then also when they're transitioning out of the business as well.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like you guys make a massive difference, especially to organisations who are looking to make mass redundancies and then to place those staff, which is absolutely amazing. From our Energy Matters perspective, and as you know, we believe in a zero carbon future. And as you would have seen from this week's star-studded podcast, which we've had Luke Menzel from the Energy Efficiency Council, Kane Thornton from the Clean Energy Council. For Australia to truly become a global clean energy superpower, there is an urgent need to recruit some amazing new talent into this industry. Is this
Yeah.
something that LHH can help Australian companies with, and how?
Absolutely, we can. The wonderful thing about being in the space we're in is because we help people come through this process, as I've found in my own career, when you go through career transition and, you know, redundancy, it's a time for critical thinking around what's next in your career. And really this moment in time is a wonderful time, even though it's a tough market, to really start thinking about what's next. And my role is really to understand what the opportunities are in the market and how I can help people go from where they are now to actually connect to these opportunities. So 100%, this is a great opportunity for employers who are looking for talent. And I know Luke spoke to that very much about that clean energy, you know, a clean economy workforce that needs to be, you know, brought sort of, you know, into reality. There are people who are coming through transition at the moment who either will already have the right kind of skills or who would be willing to reskill and upskill to have the right kind of skills for that industry. And they probably have passion and purpose for it. The unique thing about what we do, and I guess this is a wonderful thing about career transition, is obviously those organizations that those people have exited from have put these people through these programs and invested in them in that way. This then means that as part of our service, we can actually connect people to new businesses and new career opportunities for free. So 0 fees. So it's not a recruitment service, it's a connectivity and promotion service. So I'm really here today to let people know opportunities to connect to incredible professionals coming from, you know, various different industries. We work across 20 plus different industries, and wow. We work with people from very senior executives right the way through to very, you know, junior, I guess, blue collar workers and everything in between. So, and they come from financial services, technology, consumer goods, food manufacturing, automotive, oil and gas, energy, like you name it, whatever sectors out there, we cover it. And we do that globally and locally. So lots of incredible professionals who are looking for their next career opportunity.
That's absolutely incredible. So like, just to recap on that, so really a range of different industries, including our own, and being in energy, and those looking to transition maybe from, you know, having worked in the retail or the, you know, distribution side of the business, looking for their next opportunity. Those guys are really skilled, are really talented, have maybe 10, 15, 20 years experience, and are looking for their next step. I can imagine, you know, before we get onto the industries, I mean, I can imagine the process, and from a candidate's perspective, it must be quite daunting having, you know, worked in an organization for, you know, potentially the majority of your career, to then finding yourself being made redundant. Yes, you probably get a payout of some sort, which is great, but at the same token, if you're still young like us, you know, you want to get back into the workforce. How do you help those candidates?
Yeah, look, the programs that we have are very comprehensive. We have a program which, you know, we call active placement. You know, generally it's called outplacement. This is really, you know, an opportunity for people to go through, think about, you know, people didn't think about personal branding years ago. And now, because of things like social media, we all have a brand, whether we like it or not. So we have to own that brand. So we help people to understand how to own their brand and how to kind of promote themselves. You know, they go through a lot of coaching. So really is around sort of obviously not only understanding and valuing their own skill set, so they know how to articulate that in an interview, but also understanding where they're at from a mindset perspective and, you know, how they're feeling and all those sorts of things. A lot of us are, you know, mental health first aiders as well. So we're here and we're accredited to understand if people are struggling, how we can help those guys too. So yeah, it's a very thorough process to ensure that people are in the right sort of state of mind, but also really clear and know what direction they want to head in for the next move. And from my perspective, it's really about understanding, like with the, you know, the opportunity next week to meet lots of people at the event, what's happening in the industry and what type of opportunities are opening up as a result of changes in climate, but also just in, you know, the workplace, so that we can connect people out to those industries as well.
That's absolutely incredible. And I can imagine, like, obviously you referenced a short while ago about, you know, the service that you provide to organisations looking to recruit is free,
yes.
Which is absolutely mind-blowing. So I know, you know, in my times in my career, how much a recruitment consultant or a recruitment organisation was adding on top of my salary to place me into a role, which is, you know, an eye-watering fee at times to anyone looking to recruit. So how is it for free? I mean, how is that managed?
Essentially, the organizations that these people have exited from have chosen to, invest in those individuals in a program. It can be from a month-long program right the way through to 12 months plus. So it just depends sometimes on their seniority and the choice that organization has made in terms of the program that they're putting them through. And it's part of our service. So, it's one of the things that we're extremely passionate about. We have a whole team of people, and really at the heart of what we do at LHH is that coaching piece in the career transition and mobility space to ensure that people are, some of the best prepared, hopefully, candidates that people in the market will come into touch with. And those who, my role very much in that sort of team is to help people to understand what's happening in the industry now, what are the opportunities, what's emerging in terms of opportunities. It's a busy market at the moment, but it's quite a slow market. So how can I help people to navigate that? How can I help them make connections? And again, being involved in next week's career fair for me is all about helping make more of those connections for myself so I can then pass that on to our incredible talent and professionals coming through transition.
That's absolutely awesome. And first and foremost, kudos to any organisation engaging organisations such as yours to do this, because it's a huge investment on their part. And I think when you look at the media and you hear about, this organisation is making 10,000 redundancies, this organisation is making 500 redundancies, you're often quite thinking, oh, well, that's really unfair on those people. I mean, of course, the commercials of any organisation are what they are, and things have to be done right. And at the same token, to invest in this particular process is absolutely phenomenal. So I know you can't name drop, but you obviously have worked with some huge global brands and national brands, which is phenomenal and still do and continually do. So clearly there's, the structure in place is phenomenal. I mean, really, talking about next week's All Energy and the career fair, which is going to be absolutely super exciting for anyone who doesn't know and is looking to, get involved in the renewable energy and energy efficiency industry here in Australia. On day 2 of next week's All Energy Conference at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre is going to be the Careers for Net Zero Career Fair, which is hosted by our good mates at the Clean Energy Council and Energy Efficiency Council. Tee-Jay, what are you most excited about in attending this event?
For me, I mean, first of all, it's in person, which is always really exciting post-COVID. But I think, just getting to meet people, find out what's happening. This is a really dynamic market and a dynamic industry sector. So finding out what's happening, there's a lot, as I learned from you, happening behind the scenes in the energy space, renewable energy, energy efficiency. I think a lot of people probably don't know half of what's happening. So I think for me to be able to educate people on that, to be able to connect with some of those employers and start to understand potentially some of the recruitment needs that they have, and if there's some, sort of synergy between those amazing professionals we have coming through transition. For me, that's always the really important thing about, getting to these events. But learning, for me, is always about learning, understanding what's happening out there, and then being able to feed that back to people and add value.
No, that's absolutely huge, and it's going to be an incredible event. I mean, obviously, you being you, I know it's going to be working in the room, finding out who's who in the industry, and identifying opportunities for for your huge candidate list. I mean, how many candidates do you currently have in that database? I mean,
yeah, look, we have literally thousands of people in recruitment at the moment, or in transition at the moment. The global database is sitting at just under 60,000 people in transition. And that's just a slice of the global pie of people in transition. And then in Australia alone, there's 1,400 people who are immediately available, looking for career opportunities. So, and as I say, that's just a slice of who's here in Australia looking. So it's phenomenal. And sometimes when I look at the caliber of people who are in transition, I almost can't believe they're not working right now. And at the same time, it's always about timing and finding those right opportunities. And again, for me, it's always about, making those connections, being in communication with people, and constantly looking to connect at the right time.
So you've literally got over 1,000 highly skilled, educated professionals, all the way from maybe just a great role all the way through to like a C-level role, which is phenomenal. If I'm an organization looking to recruit, I've got some key roles within my organization that need to be filled. What's the process? What do I have to do?
Yeah, look, I mean, I head this up. I'm the sort of subject matter expert here in Australia and across APAC. So, have a chat with me, connect with me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is now my business card. I don't actually have a physical business card, so connect with me on LinkedIn. You know, that's a dynamic place to be. And, you know, have a conversation. We have a database that we can give you access to, which, you know, it's a very privacy driven database, as you can imagine. But if we give you, you know, we vet you basically for that. And if you are suitable for that, then you can actually speak directly to those individuals. So, you know, you'll have their connectivity, you know, mobile, email, etc., able to connect directly. You know, we're about providing that direct connection. As I said, we're not recruiters. I've been a recruiter, and that's a, you know, it's a tough role, and I've done that. This is a you know, different sort of commitment really, and it's about, you know, for us as well, it's about helping those people be able to be efficient in making those connections themselves. But again, the more we can support them to actively get where they want to go. The market has changed. And I mean, opportunities, people aren't always employed just in permanent opportunities. Now, there's always been casual and temp opportunities in the blue collar space. But now, you know, it's the gig economy, portfolio careers, you know, entrepreneurial opportunities, consulting. There's all sorts of different opportunities to engage with businesses. So we want to help people make those connections, obviously permanent roles if that's what they're seeking. But, you know, just get to speak to those employers. If you don't have the conversations, you can't learn about what's happening.
That's absolutely phenomenal. And look, really, in our industry, you know, as Luke mentioned on the most recent podcast, you know, to get some highly skilled talent into our industry will make a massive impact. You know, and we are an industry in growth. You know, so fundamentally, for Australia to become a global energy superpower, you know, we need to get as much talent as we possibly can do at a high level. You know, and across various different roles within multiple organisations. And we are literally, you know, in massive growth right now. But the only way we achieve our net zero goals as a country is if we do, you know, add more skill and more talent to the team, and you know, that'll help us advance. So look, fantastic, Tee-Jay. Well, I'm really excited for you to step into our industry. And at the same token, next week's, you know, career fair looks like it's going to be absolutely huge. So look, thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure. It was wonderful. I really, really appreciate it. And look, you know, I'm super passionate about helping people connect. So please reach out to me on LinkedIn if you feel there's any way that we can be of assistance. You just never know who we've got. I call it the Forrest Gump effect. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So please reach out. I'd love to help. And if I can't help, I'll make sure I connect you with someone that can.
Oh, good stuff. Thanks, Tee-Jay.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. So guys, as you can see below on my little scroller, there's a registration link if you want to attend it's such a mouthful, this one, but the Careers for Net Zero career fair that'll be taking place at next week's All Energy Conference at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. The actual energy conference runs for 2 days, the 25th and 26th of October, and the career fair is being held on the 26th of October. Once again, it's being run by the Clean Energy Council and Energy Efficiency Council. There's going to be some incredible people speaking at that event, and there'll just be some amazing opportunities to network and to find out what opportunities actually exist in our industry right now and coming up in the future. Thank you very much for your time today and for listening or watching if you are watching this. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Thank you very much.